So they, I want to share some things about having twins. Okay, and some of you, you probably got a couple little kids, which might equal same as twins. Now, being that I was, man, boy, I done. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be old this year. You know, so I was X years old when my kids was born, and imagine that I'm gonna be 57 when they turn 10. So you can figure that out. And when the girls were born, obviously this was before COVID, right? And when they got old enough, that they could walk, you know, a little over a year, we used to go up to, they built the Liberty Mall here in Liberty Township here, Cincinnati. And it's not really a mall. It's got an indoor shopping area, but it's not that big. But on the upstairs, they had the Discover Play Center, right, from the or Discovery Play Center, and it was just really cool. It didn't have slides, but it had just this little miniature obstacle course and just a bunch of games there for the kids to play. And on Friday and Saturday nights, that place would be packed. And one thing that that I realized that um, when you have twins, or in this case, when you have a couple, especially a couple kids that are young, you your mentalities it's just a little different on how you. Uh, I don't know. I always so instead of just being a parent and getting to enjoy your child, you you know end up being a security guard. That's how I honestly, even to this day, I find myself that I don't enjoy some of the things with my kids because of the day that we live in. And you have to be very cognizant. You've got little kids, and they can, you hear about the people out there that take kids. And so I always felt that, whenever we went somewhere, I was I, I was a security guard, you know, because you got when you got two kids, one goes left, one goes right, and it's like where the kids at, and so you look away for you can't always look left, you can't always look right, but you going back and forth, you're trying to keep up, and it just seems that recently, I'll kind of get to enjoy going somewhere with them because when you're not uh, I don't know how to say this. There's certain places you go, like you go to the store. Like Kroger's not as crowded, so it's not a big thing. But you get to some of these other stores, like Kroger's got aisles, okay? Your kids can run away, but there's all these aisles are just the same, and there's not a great place to hide, and you can easily, because the door is usually equidistant to the left and right, the cashier, so you can get up to the front and you know see what's going on, start from there. You go into Target, Walmart, whatever, there's aisles, and then there's whatever, and it's easy to lose them. I mean, everybody will tell you, it's easy for your kids to slip under something. And I always just found myself just stepping, even when I'm out with a wife, I would always let them walk ahead so I could, constantly just kind of observe things. We went to Disney, and oh God, I mean, you want a mental hell, go to Disney with a couple kids. I mean, I don't see how any parent can enjoy Disney. I mean, well, you got them little kids, right? And one of them slips off, and it's hard enough just keeping anything together. And we when we went to Disney 2 years ago, oh God, you go to crowded areas. The happy part is when you're in line because they're right there. They're not going anywhere. But when you're out walking through the various parts of the park, then you're susceptible to separation, and the anxiety that it brings you is I mean, for me, I mean, my girls are almost, they're going to be 10 here later this year, and it's a little bit easier, because they're becoming aware, but they are 50-pound weaklings. You can just walk up and just grab one, throw an arm around them, and they can't fight back. I mean, they can punch, but you know, so it's to all you parents out there, that you got, if you had one kid, it's hard enough to keep up with one kid, but boy, keeping up with two kids, whoo, hmm. And that part of my kids' childhood, we all go through this thing where the things that you missed, the things that you regret about your kids growing up, and there's a lot of times I didn't enjoy it, but the fact that now they're a little older, it's a little more relaxing because now they can go do team sports and stuff like that. So now you get that little break. So, all right, to all you parents out there, give us some love, show us some likes and comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. All right, thank you.